Unless you've been living under a rock or simply don't care, you're probably aware that Jodie Whittaker is now the 13th Doctor in Doctor Who. This is of course especially significant as Whittaker is the first female to take on the role.
Emma, look! I've got etheric beam locators.
No, Doctor. I'm afraid those are actual breasts.
Are you sure? I think I can see the on switch.
At least, canonically. Unsurprisingly, this decision has proved controversial, with some hailing it as inspired, while others see it as a fundamental betrayal of the character. Rather than arguing for or against the casting of an actress we've only seen in the role for less than 2 minutes at this point, I thought I'd try and address the situation a bit more clinically, by taking a brief look at the history of regeneration within Doctor Who, and hopefully answering the question, why now? When Doctor Who first started back in 1963, there wasn't a single mention of regeneration. In fact, many core elements of the show's mythos weren't established until years later. The Doctor wasn't identified as a Time Lord until 1969.
What did he mean, Doctor? Who mustn't you call?
The only people who can put an end to this whole ghastly business and send everyone back to their own times. The Time Lords.
Who are they?
They're my own people, Jamie.
Oh, well, that's all right then.
The fact the species' alien physiology includes 2 hearts wasn't revealed until 1970.
Is this somebody's idea of a joke?
Sir?
Look at that.
His heart, sir.
If that is his heart, nurse, what is this?
Even Gallifrey, the Doctor's home planet, wasn't named on screen until 1973, 10 years after the show first began.
What is your native planet?
Gallifrey. I am a Time Lord.
The term regeneration wasn't used in the series until 1974, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. In 1966, after 3 years in the role, William Hartnell was forced to give up playing the Doctor due to poor health. The series was still a massive success, however, and those working behind the scenes were keen to keep it going. While recasting a lead role wasn't unheard of at the time, it was often done without any narrative explanation. Those working on Doctor Who felt it was necessary to explain the Doctor's change of appearance within the story. Thus, they came up with a way in which the Doctor could be recast without breaking the show's continuity. At the time, the exact nature of this change was somewhat unclear. It was simply referred to on screen as a renewal.
Oh, so that's it. You've been renewed, have you?
I've been renewed, have I? That's it. I've been renewed. It's part of the TARDIS. Without it, I couldn't survive.
It wasn't expressly stated whether this new Doctor was intended to be a younger version of Hartnell's character, or an entirely new man. The second change of lead actor was similarly mysterious, although this time the transformation was initiated intentionally by the Time Lords.
Your appearance has changed before, it will change again, and that is part of the sentence.
You can't just change what I look like without consulting me!
Once again, the exact nature of this change was, at the time, left unclear. It wasn't until the third Doctor's final story, Planet of the Spiders, that the process was referred to on screen as regeneration.
I regenerated and came to Earth. To Tibet.
Regenerated?
Yes. It's when a Time Lord's body wears out, he regenerates, becomes new.
That is why you can live such a long time.
I see.
This story also revealed that all Time Lords possess this ability.
Please, don't. Please. Don't concern yourselves. I am not dying, merely regenerating.
The 1976 story, The Deadly Assassin, introduced the idea that each Time Lord has a limit of 12 regenerations, allowing for a maximum of 13 incarnations.
After the 12th regeneration, there is no plan that will postpone death.
The 5 Doctors then revealed that new regeneration cycles can somehow be given to those who have exhausted their natural allotment.
We can offer you an alternative to your renegade existence.
Regeneration. A complete new life cycle.
It was later implied that this process had been used to resurrect the Master to fight in the Time War. In 2013, the Time of the Doctor overtly showed the Time Lords gifting the Doctor himself more life beyond his 13th body. However, the limits, if any, of this new regeneration cycle are currently unclear, even to the Doctor it would seem.
You'll have to spend a lot of time shooting me, because I will keep on regenerating. In fact, I'm not entirely sure if I won't keep on regenerating forever.
Given that the writers had already backed themselves into a corner once before, this ambiguity seems like a wise precaution. When it comes to physical appearance, the Doctor's hasn't really altered all that drastically since the show's inception. The character's apparent age has fluctuated anywhere from early 20s to mid-70s. However, each incarnation has consistently had the appearance of a Caucasian male humanoid. In fact, certain characters even came to expect this.
You're not the Doctor.
You travel with a Time Lord and know nothing of metamorphosis.
Yes, but it wasn't like this before. When he changed, he turned into a human.
He's a Gallifreyan human.
He was normal.
What do you know, prattling Earthchild of the endless changing?
I know that when the Doctor changed, he didn't turn into an alien.
Despite this, it has often been implied that the process of regeneration is wildly unpredictable.
You're not making sense.
I might never make sense again. I might have 2 heads, or no head. Imagine me with no head. And don't say that's an improvement. But it's a bit dodgy, this process. You never know what you're going to end up with.
Romana's rather unorthodox regeneration at the beginning of Destiny of the Daleks is one of the most drastic examples of physical change.
I quite like this one, but it's a bit short.
Well, lengthen it then. Go on.
Even if her eventual choice was rather conventional. In 1981, departing 4th Doctor actor Tom Baker subtly suggested in an interview that his replacement might break with tradition.
What sort of person do you think is going to take over from you? Can you reveal who it's going to be and how you're going to be written out?
No, the answer to that is no, but even if I did know, I wouldn't tell you.
I didn't think you would.
No, I wouldn't tell you anything.
But what sort of person do you think it ought to be? A radical change from yourself? Should
Well,
it
what
be
do you mean? Oh, you're making
an
the
aging
assumption.
professor, perhaps?
Well, you're making the assumption that it's going to be a man anyways taking over.
This was the first time it had been publicly suggested the Doctor could be played by a woman. Of course, this proved not to be the case on that occasion. But the idea was now out there. Throughout the 1980s, Doctors came and went. While these regenerations weren't without their controversies, the Doctor remained consistently male. Similarly, on both occasions Doctor Who returned to the screen after a long absence, the new Doctor was played by a man.
Could have been worse. Look at the ears.
However, when Stephen Moffat took over as showrunner in 2010, he almost immediately began laying the groundwork for a female Doctor. The closing moments of The End of Time included the first on-screen suggestion that Time Lords can in fact change gender via regeneration.
I'm a girl! No! No! I'm not a girl! No.
This was then confirmed a year later in The Doctor's Wife.
See that snake? The mark of the Corsair. Fantastic bloke. He had that snake as a tattoo in every regeneration. Didn't feel like himself unless he had the tattoo, or herself a couple of times. Ooh, she was a bad girl.
2014 saw the first occurrence of an established Time Lord character changing gender after regeneration.
Who are you?
Oh, you know who I am. I'm Missy.
Who's Missy?
Please try to keep up. Short for mistress. Well, couldn't very well keep calling myself the master. Now, could I?
Missy was clearly introduced in part to test the waters for a female Doctor. The following year saw a Time Lord not only change gender during regeneration, but also ethnicity.
Med team to Sector 52, Extraction Chamber 7, Regeneration in progress. Are you alright, sir? Sorry, ma'am.
Change was undeniably in the wind. Finally, on December 25th, 2017, Peter Capaldi's attack eyebrows disappeared in an eruption of golden regeneration energy, and the world was introduced to Jodie Whittaker as the first female incarnation of the Doctor.
Oh, brilliant.
Personal opinion aside, anyone genuinely surprised by Whittaker's casting really hadn't been paying attention. Since its earliest days, Doctor Who has been a show about change. While regeneration may not have been part of its original premise, the show, like its hero, has come to rely on the process in order to survive. It has undergone radical changes before, and it will do so again. Some of these changes have stuck.
There's still a police box. Why hasn't it changed? Dear, dear. How very disturbing.
While others have later been retconned, erased from time, or simply ignored.
I'm half human. On my mother's side.
This video barely scratches the surface, but hopefully it offers a little perspective on this latest change. Of course, everyone is entitled to an opinion, and I'd love to hear yours politely expressed in the comments. Personally, I'm just excited to experience a new era of the show that I love. If you liked this video, why not give it a thumbs up? Maybe share it with a friend. Or an enemy. Either way, make sure you subscribe and turn on notifications to see more content here on Channel 73.